Apex Esports League for the Pagnian Imports Formula Ford Trophy. Tonight is round 7, so the second last round of the 8-round series. And then tonight we will be heading to Road Atlanta Short. So it's going to be exciting seeing the open wheelers going around the nice short course version at Road Atlanta. Practice is 10 minutes, qualifying is 10 minutes, the race is 40 minutes, weather's generated, time of day is midday, and the cars are capped at 47% fuel, so they will need to make a couple of stops to be able to finish out the race. Our championship standings after round 6, we have Sam Catacasinos putting a good lead on the championship. With a good outcome tonight, that could potentially secure an arrive and win situation for himself in next week's race. Otherwise, it's pretty tight going down those standings, so ample opportunities for the drivers to make some movement and fight for that podium in the series. Our results for round 6 are at Long Beach Street Circuit. We have Sam's Catacasinos take the win after qualifying pole, and it was Douglas Gowns that ended up taking the fastest lap of the race. I'll jump over and check out the track. So we are in the USA for Road Atlanta. The track length for the short course version is 2.83 kilometers, and it's a lot of fun seeing these cars getting thrashed around the track. So we'll jump over and see how they're faring in the practice. And as you're joining us for the stream, jump in the chat, say hello. If you're new to the channel, do hit the follow button. It'd be great to be able to see if we can get the last couple of them. A big spin there for Douglas Gowns as we cross over. Just refresh some overlays. Not seeing some drivers' names up on the tower. So inching very close now to 360 followers. It's pretty exciting to see the support we've got. Drivers showing up now, so they've got 3.5 minutes left to the practice session. Playing 5, getting in a time at the moment. We do have a debut driver tonight. We have Cameron Hardwick joining us for the first time, so welcome aboard to the league. All the best of luck in your debut race. Nice and fresh, only just joining in, running out the last hour. The drivers are doing a bit of practice before our session kicked off, and they were getting some pretty tight times, seeing them down into the 101s. It will be exciting to see how we fare. It's going to be very interesting. Already we're seeing 42 degrees for track temperature. Ambient temperature only 21 degrees. Also got some high humidity, 61%, partly cloudy. Not a lot of wind movement out there. Rookie Bunce, fastest time, has been having some pretty good consistent pace throughout the series. Narrowly missing out on the podium a couple of times. Jackson Frewer out on track. Good to see him back out on track. Hasn't been in a race with us for a little while. And championship still potentially within reach for Mark Cochran. Sam Catacasinos has a good lead. He felt some bad luck, or even worse, with a penalty situation involving an incident. Can still be anyone's game. So you can look at grabbing a clean sweep. That could put within definite shot to be able to change things around in the final round. So Hardwick's got into time of 103.7. Big slide for Buckland. Just 30 seconds left to practice. And they got 10 minutes to get in that qualifying time. Not only is that qualifying crucial to them, just to get that good race start position, there is championship points on the line. So it can make a big difference to those standings at the end of the day. We got to see Shanahan on the podium last week. He's had some spectacular runs throughout the series, but end up in a lot of bad luck in the wrong spot at the wrong time. And then tangled up with some damage and seeing him drop towards the back end and have to make his way through. So a nice clear run for him at Long Beach. And another driver I haven't seen on track for a while, Dan Bartosh. Great to see you back out on track with everyone again, Dan. Not sure if that paint job's a Lightning McQueen paint job on the car. Looks very reminiscent of it anyway, if it is. I can't see too good. It looks like it's Rusty's written on the front. We'll jump on board in front of the drivers for a hot lap around. Jump on board with Sam, our championship leader. There's a lot of crests on the corners. Road Atlanta. It's very crucial to try and get that tyre grip down. S's. A lovely run down the hill here. Some will hold third here, will shift into fourth, and then drop it down to third at this apex just to try and settle the car and power through. Unless you can get a nice rolling run, you can keep it in that fourth gear and hug the corner all the way through onto the main straight. Down into a hairpin chicane. Straight a corner for all here. The blind sweeping right. It goes down to pit entrance. But you can go flat stick all the way through the last couple of corners. And that was a pole lap from Catacasinos. 2.166. Some pretty good times for the opening laps as well, with the pole time of 2.1. Ricky Bunt also setting in twos, 2.7. Douglas Gowns a 2.8. And we've got Jackson Frewer and Dan Bartosh in the threes, 0.1. Hard work lands of 104. One of our drivers is 15 in the field. Rushworth just crosses the line, getting first time in, 3.1. So we're currently 102.1 all the way through to 104.1 for the first 12. So not much difference. We're waiting for Coley, Fillingham and Buckland now to get in a time. Marcus Stumbles comes through second quickest time. A very consistent time. His first time lap was a 2.2. Oh, that's Gander that's just gone for a slide. He's got the third quickest time. He did just complete that lap of 102.3, which has got him into third. He's just been bumped down. Mick Clifton moves up to P2. As you join us for the stream as well, we do have a bunch of sound effects controls that you can access and play over the stream. They will be captured on it to be able to, when we upload it across to our YouTube channel. So do have some fun with those. Oh, big slide for Brewer. Must be Shanahan. I think he may have overshot that corner. He's lucky that other section of track. If you do overshoot there, it's not going to probably end up in a slide and then find yourself spinning down in towards the concrete wall. Gander still parked up. There's 3 minutes to go. There's still time to get some more times in. Phil Buckland not getting a time on the board yet, as is Stephanie Piccoli. We've got Sam Catacasinos now getting into the 101s. He's completed 2 101s. His fastest lap initially was a 101.892. That lap he's just completed was a 1.823. Slowing down some consistent 101s now. Just sneaks through. I think that was Philip Buckland. He's got a time on the board of 105. I think Shanahan just bumped Bartosh down a spot. Counts in the pits. It's unlikely to be able to get another timed lap in now. Casinos flying out there. Completed 7 laps in qualifying already. Looks like track temperatures sitting at 44 degrees. Still parked up. Picking up too many incidents going on for them in the qualifying session. See a bit of rear slide as Bunt is pushing that car. There's qualifying complete. Last laps now happening. Fillingham practicing that pit entry. No other drivers getting to the 101. It's just Sam Catacazino is managing that. Takes a fair bit of curb, nicely done. Oh, the stumbles has gone off. I think that's after the final lap though. Cochrane also practicing the pit entry. Hopefully it doesn't go like that for him. We'll take a look at these qualifying results now. Qualifying for round 7 of the Pagnian Imports Formula Ford Trophy at Road Atlanta. We have Sam Catacazino's taking pole. That's probably going to jumble this up in a moment. Yes, it's just done it all. All the drivers readied themselves up and it's kicked us over. So the order there is correct for our 15 drivers. And if you look at the numbers over to the side. Driver's got a minute 10 to grid up. Steph let the fun begin. And Mark call a safety car for Steph. Steph not managing to get much practice in. Was a bit wary of herself coming in. Hopefully no repeat for you like last week, Steph. Fingers crossed for you. Got 19 seconds, waiting on 2 drivers now. Cochrane and Sam Catacazino's to ready. Yeah, Steph, 4 laps. Probably not going to do a whole lot for you. At least you had 20 minutes then to be able to do some laps. Yeah, they are ready. Well staggered grid here. A nice line for pole position.
Green flag.
Bit of a delayed getaway. Stumbles had a pretty good launch. He's lucky for the stagger that he's going to be able to take track position for turn 1. His car off track by the looks of it. There's Cochrane. Not picking up any contact. It's been cold tyres on a hot track. Stumbles holding well to the tail of Catacasinos. But having a great start as well. Did have 3 wide for a bit. Hey Ricky, thanks for jumping on the stream. Hardwick and Frewer side by side. Dan Bartish holding on behind. Frewer manages to be able to tuck through. Stumbles starting to drop back a bit. Can he hold onto that slipstream? And Mick closing in quickly. Line he took going up a hill, looking like he's starting to get in position for the pass. It's going to be interesting to try and make a move here. Nicely done. A little bit loose in the rear. He had to carry a fair bit of speed into that sharp left-hander. He's going to be able to carry it here, unless Bunt sticks the nose in. Gonna watch that understeer. Mick stays very wide. We got Gander and Rushworth flying up behind these two. It's like track temperature is starting to drop. Humidity's starting to skyrocket. Looks like only really affecting that section of the track. Stumbles still keeping that gap to Catacasinos. It's teetering between 0.3, 0.4. And Stumbles that previous lap a full 10th quicker. It was a 10th slower that lap. It's very hazy through the pit straight in turn 1. So until they get to the back section of the track. Clifton's starting to pull away. As long as Bunt stays around that gap to hold that slip, he's definitely going to be able to sneak back in and have a shot at getting back around. Rushworth has Gowans and Fillingham closing in pretty quick. Oh, Fillingham's on the move. Enjoying a nice free car slipstream there. And some big pace. Now McCann with Fillingham. Here the car dial up on this straight. Then watch out to try and bring that car up coming down into the corners. Bartish has had the tow. recovering some spots after going off in turn 1. There's been some movement. Clifton's dropped back. Gando is just starting to catch up and he slides off. Quick recovery. Coming on where he did, he's going to be losing a fair bit of pace. He's going to give advantage to Frewer to try and get a spot here. Race lead now starting to push out a gap, nearly to a full second. Stumble starting to drop back. Oh, understeered straight out. Managed to hold the car. Clifton and Bunt back at it again. At the same time, we have Gowans and Fillingham dueling it out. We've even got Shanahan and Rushworth falling behind them. 6 cars here, all doing battle. This is gold to watch. Oh, and off track. They're swapping around everywhere. Rushworth goes for a move here. May have been a bit preempted. No, I think he's got the pass. No. He had to try and settle the car. He took that corner pretty quick, and that put him off on the outside line for the following corner. Sort of massive fight for P3. Great thing with that many cars scattered around in close proximity. And they didn't have any contact. It was nice and respectful. We also had Buckland have to tow. 51-second stop in the box for Piccoli. So that might have been a pit speed. Stumbles dropping further back from Catacasinos, but he's in a pretty good spot. He's nearly got 8 seconds between himself and P3, which has just changed around as well. We did have Bunt before, it's now Fillingham. Bunt has not given up. He's already on the move to have a shot at P3 again. Oh no, a little too quick. Grab control of the car though. Between P3 to P7, it's only not even a second difference between the drivers. Oh, very close. Stumbles, sorry, not stumbles, Bunt nearly got a wheel in amongst Fillingham's car and quickly pulled it out. So Clifton's pulled off into the pits, Rushworth as well. It's probably a good tactic to do. There's that much traffic contesting. You start to drop off overall speed, going for the different lines, and then also increasing your risk of incident. They'll still be within pit window for that second stop. Clifton a 15.1 second stop. Rushworth 16.4. Hardwick's also been in. Oh, big blink. And Bartish not back in after the tow. It's 11 laps led now by Sam Catacasinos. Off to a fantastic start. That's what he's needing to be able to always secure this championship win. Steph's killed a car. It's like a tow. And a drive-through penalty. Already getting the 17 points. So unfortunately, you can not cop another 18 points before the end of the race. Oh, Gowns gets caught up. Slides with Fillingham getting stuck. Rear got lost. Surprisingly, the two came out pretty decent from it. That could have been horrendous damage to the drivers, requiring a tow each. Some bad luck for the two. But impeccable luck for Bunt. So now puts a 6-second gap to the car behind. We did have other drivers pull off into the pits. So by the time Bunt comes in, it could be a fairly close gap to the drivers to have a shot at P3 again. Catacasinos comes into the pit. Bunt also came in, so we saw a quick change in race lead. Cochrane moves up to race lead. Frewer in P2. These are the only drivers not yet to come into the pits. Should be able to get down to around the 22 minutes remaining before having to stop. Cochrane and Frewer work together here. They could be able to make some gains by the time they come in and pit. They stay out for another lap. Frewer's going for a move. Force Cochrane wide, but that's going to set him up for the next corner. And that it does, moves back into the lead. Here comes Frewer. No, not enough time. Oh, a bit wide for Cochrane. Drops the tyre. racing down to the pits. Doesn't collect the wall like we saw in qualifying. They'll shortly let Casinos resume race lead. And up he moves. See where Bunt comes out after the stop. So he's pushing for P3. He's now in P5. The cars ahead have done their first stop. Shanahan's moved up to P4. Clifton's in P3. Stumbles kept in P2. His gaps dropped a bit more, and Clifton much closer to him now. So he had nearly an 8-second lead over position 3 before pitting. They took some of the longest stops as well. Bring up the standings with the pit timings. So 18.2 stop for Sam, 18.7 for Stumbles. Oh, he slides off. Brilliant control off track. That's going to allow P2 and P3 to be taken away. Unfortunately, he's looking pretty tight. Oh, and Shanahan getting airborne, still going, avoids wall contact. That was a pretty intense. We're going to go for an on board with that. Too early on that turn in. Fight. Spectacular control. Brilliant save. He's only 5 seconds away from P3 with 21 minutes left on the clock and another stop to go. Still opportunity to be able to grab a shot at the podium. He's already back up there. Slip from Shanahan by the looks of it. He's dropped back. Now only 6.5 seconds behind Stumbles. .7-second lead for Sam Casinos. You're on lap 19. Led for 16 laps. Swapped around from coming in for the first stop. Currently back out on track. Sure just about when the tow happened for Buckland. Whether that tow will be able to account for the first fuel stop. It looks like the second stop's already been done for Gowans. So he did pit on lap 13. There's been a spin. It's Jackson Frewer recovering back. Looks like no damage taken, just a slide. Might be struggling with the car. He's be holding alright. Might just be some dirty tyres now. There's a blue flag out for Philip Buckland. Andrew Rushworth makes his way around. There's a 2-second gap to P4 ahead. The second stop for Gowans was a neat or if we're just getting strange data through. Be pitting on lap 13, maybe cutting it fine for Bowling to get to the end. So it would have just been to deal with damage between himself and Fillingham. Ferruz is coming, may have had damage. He's also taken fuel. I think they're getting tyres as well. Looks like Frewer's taking a set of tyres, 37.5 second stop. I don't think the track temps are going to be cooking the tyres too much over the course of 40 minutes. So you haven't really been needing to take tyres in the series so far. This is the highest track temps that they've come across. Gowans has just gotten around Gander. Gander already on for a move. Runs a little wide through the final corner. Not sure what's happening there. I think I was just going to understeer, so he just let it run. Avoid the risk of going off for a spin. Stumbles closed the gap to be able to go for a shot at P2 again. Held P2 for a good portion of the race. Rushworth's just been in for a pit stop. Looks like it's Jackson Frewer just re-entering the track. Stumbles and Clifton battling it out for P2. Stumbles making his way back into the position. Car off track there. as he was just behind him. Might have just dived off. Maybe contending with some damage. Aldwix has come in. Depending on Gowan's data coming through as having 2 pits, Rushworth may be the first driver to have gotten the second pit stop out of the way. 18.7 seconds in the box. So he's took on enough fuel to last out the race. So for him to resume back in P10. Interesting to see where he falls as the rest of the drivers feel in. Race came in around the 23 minutes remaining. So they'll be able to last out until the last few laps of the race. And Bunt coming in for the splash now as well. Hardwick coming in. Clifton's come in for the splash. Back out in P6. Steph saying she's out. On a toe by the look of it though, Steph. Stumble's coming in now. That's pretty close, Steph. Only 3 points away from a DQ, that'd hurt. Cochrane's moved up to P2, Gowan's P3 as the cars are peeling off into pit lane. Stumble's got the second stop out of the way, a very quick one as well, 17.1. One of the quicker box times in that second stop. Rushworth already gaining a couple of spots with the other drivers coming in for their stops. Got a Casinos. He's got the second stop underway at 17.3 for the stop. Still came in at P2. It's only the 0.5 gap from Cochrane. Will need to come in for fuel. He did pit rather late. So if he is out there doing a conserving game, doesn't have to worry about that second stop. Could be an interesting one. The sliding car. That's Hardwick. Cochrane peels off into the pits. Not enough of a conserving game to be able to last it out, obviously. So it would be pretty risky, I would imagine, to try and single run it. You'd have to drop a fair bit of speed to be able to conserve that much. Stumbles back in P2. Clifton's in P3. Cochrane just leaving now. With the early pit stop for Rushworth. Sees him in P5. 2 seconds away from Shanahan in P4. Lost that car. Carrying a lot of speed into that downhill. S's. Interesting. See if Rushworth can close in here. Parking the car up to avoid potential risk of a DQ. There's no race points for a DQ. Being a few incident points away. Just one contact and that'll be gone. Five minutes to go. 5, maybe 6 laps. Looks like Haddock-Casino's just gotten past Fillingham, so he's lapping position 10. Some pretty decent gaps between a fair few of them for these last laps. So we'll just be settling in here. take any risks. Bond's a few seconds away from Cochrane. Cochrane a few seconds away from Rushworth in P5. Still potential for a position gain here for those two. Looks like an error for Shanahan. The gap started to drop pretty quick between himself and Rushworth. Clifton looking great for a P3 finish. He's 3 seconds away from Stumbles. The lap times have been setting. It's probably not going to be any gains here for them unless there's a mistake made. The previous laps, both pretty much exactly 102.3. And Stumbles sets another consistent 102.3. Crossing the line then, and Clifton at 102.4. Definitely 17 seconds to the race lead. Stumbles doesn't have to push the car here. Just keep it safe. Bring it home and finish in P2. Nice gap for Sam Catacasinos. His fastest lap is a 101.705. So that should be the fastest lap of the race as well. So you can see a clean sweep here. Should be able to secure the championship. He's going to have a fair enough gap between himself and Mark Cochrane. He's chasing the championship from P2. 30 seconds to go, he's about to cross the line, so this means white flag will be out. Steph Sam's definitely dominated in the series. No closings of any of the gaps out there, so they're all pretty safe about the finish out. Couple of corners to go for Sam Catacasinos. Checkered flag is out. And race win goes to Sam Catacasinos. That should allow him to have an arrive and win situation in the final round. So you can sit down for a bevy. Just watch the race instead. And also on the podium, P2, Michael Stumbles, Mick Clifton in P3. Shanahan P4. P5 goes to Rushworth, 6 to Cochrane. Punt crossing line, P7. Finish line for Gowan sees him P8. Gander already across the line. Is that Catacazino's ahead of him? He may have just been behind him as he crossed the checkered flag from memory. As he had already lapped P10 and was on approach for P9. Yes, that is Gander. So that's him finishing in P9. So a fantastic run out there. The guys have done a fantastic job posing for a photo by the looks of things. Finish at the finish line. We'll take a look at those results now. There we have 38 laps done at Road Atlanta Short for round 7 of the Pagnian Imports Formula Ford Trophy. Sam Catacazino's takes victory. And then also on the podium, P2, Michael Stumbles. And then P3 is Mick Clifton. The rest of the standings then, Matthew Shanahan, Andrew Rushworth, Mark Cochrane, Ricky Bunt, Douglas Gowns, Russell Gander, John Fillingham, Cameron Hardwick, Jackson Frewer, Philip Buckland, Stephanie Piccoli, and Dan Bartish. Congratulations to our drivers. Seeing big movement there on the standings for Shanahan, finishing P4, gaining 8 positions over the race. We'll bring our drivers in. We've got Mick waiting. And congratulations, guys. It looked like a lot of fun out there.
Oh, hell yeah.
You had some good battles.
Yeah, yeah. I'm spewing. I just saved a couple of litres of fuel, or about a litre of fuel too much.
Oh, wow.
I just backed off for a couple of laps and I couldn't challenge Michael.
Yeah, she was starting to close in, so if you had taken that slightly shorter stop, you might have been close enough to be able to pull in through the slipstream.
Yeah, it wasn't so much a stop as I just backed off because I was a bit worried about fuel.
Hesitant,
but I shouldn't have been.
Yeah, ample enough then.
Ah, well, Sam and Michael were too good tonight. Congrats.
Yeah, that was great out there. Congrats, Sam. Yeah. That should be pretty much the championship win with a clean sweep tonight.
Was it a clean sweep tonight?
I think so. 101.705.
Quality race, and what's the other third thing?
Fastest lap.
Fastest lap. 1017. Yeah, I was pretty happy with tonight. I like the track. There's just a few corners that every time I approach them, I just want to make sure I'm alright with them. Turn 1, surprisingly, is not it. It's the one at the back where you do the sweeping right-hander and you've got that inside curbing hitting that so that you could take up less track and to help the car rotate. I've hit that a few times awkwardly and it spun me.
Oh wow.
And the other one is the last chicane, the bottom of the hill, left right.
Yes.
It's that first left where I don't know where the limit is, but every now and then I will collect a 1x. And
yeah, that was a bit scary early.
Yeah, it's pretty crucial. If you mess that one up, you lose that momentum to be able to keep going up over that blind right-hander. See, it's great when you get that mint line, be able to just full throttle all the way down past the control line.
Yeah, so tonight I didn't touch any of it, so 0x race for me.
Oh, well done.
And pretty happy with the gap. I think most of the gap was gained between pit in and pit out. I'm not sure what happened to you, Michael, but you were behind me for a fair bit of the race, and then I don't know, you weren't second anymore. So I got to go back and see what happened there.
Yeah, congratulations, Michael.
He came
P2.
off D1.
Yeah, well done, Michael and Mick. For
Yeah,
podium.
cheers, Sam.
You had a good slide there, Michael, for that one that you dropped back on. Managed to keep the car safe though and recover pretty quick.
Yeah, fortunately, the car rotated straight back into the direction of the track, so I was able to just keep it going
Yeah,
safely.
Bonus.
yeah.
Yeah,
almost,
I mean, I'd rather not
was
come off.
that Gracefield almost looked intentional. It was great.
It was a great battle with Shanahan as well and Fillingham.
Yeah, he's had a 6-way fight for a while.
That
That
was
was
a bit
getting pretty
hectic.
interesting. Then we saw you and DK ended up peeling off Mick.
Yeah, I thought I'd come in and get out of there. Because when you battle, you just lose so much time.
Yeah, I think Sam was enjoying watching it.
Yeah,
The
the
gap form
front-
when
the
there was
front
that
two
many
were just-
going for it.
cruising into the distance. I couldn't keep
It
up.
wasn't exactly a cruise at the start. I
No.
couldn't shake off.
No,
I couldn't shake off Michael. Michael was staying quite nicely behind me, and eventually it started to get a gap. But I'm still cautious with the braking zone, so I don't want to over rotate the car, especially turn one. That can bite you really hard. But yeah, after a while there started to be a gap, and so that was good. I'd like to keep both eyes forward and not one eye in the mirror.
keep looking at that. Yeah, Michael's making you have to peek for a fair few of those laps
He
at the
did.
beginning. Yeah,
He
he's
did.
glued to you.
He did. I seriously had to keep an eye on the mirror just in case he was going to go and let the brakes go for a little bit longer, maybe at the bottom of the hill towards the end of the lap, and get in there. But yeah, overall a clean race. A couple of side dodges for some back markers, but pretty much pretty good. Road
Yeah,
Laredo is a good track.
We were side by side for a bloody half a lap there. Me and someone, I can't remember who. I think it might have been John.
And you were battling Ricky Bunt for a good while as well.
And Ricky. Oh, God.
Yeah, having a turn at everyone up there for P3.
Yeah. Everyone caught up too. I was spewing about that.
Yeah, I did. And a few of the pit stops too really mixed things up. Some of the different strategies that was coming in play as well. Are you getting much fuel to be able to almost last out half the race? We did see a couple that sort of nearly got out to 20 minutes.
My first pit stop was actually a lap earlier than planned.
Yep.
Because as I was approaching the start of the next lap, there were two back markers in front of me, and I wasn't sure how fast they were and if they were going to fight and fill up the track and make it hard for me to pass them.
Yep.
And I know that we need 2 pit stops, but it's not you don't need to make it go stretch all the way to the end.
Yep.
Because it's not a full 3 sets of fuel tanks. Am I saying that right? So yeah, I pitted a lap early and clear track after that. So I was happy.
Yeah, well timed.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
can-
guys. That was
you run-
fantastic watching how the cars were handling for you out there. They just seemed to stick, even with the high temps. Was it slipping in the rear or?
Oh, it was a bit. I felt it was a bit slippery, but I mean it's been slippery all week. 40 plus
Yeah.
degrees on track.
Felt a bit light over the crest, like turn 3 and turn 5 or 6, up over the hills.
I think
Got a bit light.
at the very start, lap 1, cold tires, and a lot of sun out, and that the feeling a bit cautious. But
Yeah, I
then
better thank Russell
second
for
half,
that.
it
He took
started.
it easy on me.
Second half of the race, I think it became overcast, and the grip the slip angle of the car started to change for the better, I thought. So yeah, I do think at the start of the race, yes, very very slippery, and towards the end of the race, not so slippery, but not so fast either. I think I was dropping. Where was I dropping down to? Where was my fastest lap? My fastest lap was in the first half of the race, 1.7. I was getting down to like a 1.7, but I think I was sitting at a 1.8, 1.9 towards the end of the track, end of the race, and really, you know, I didn't want to try a fastest lap, but the car did feel good. I just didn't want to try hard.
Yeah, you're still pushing some good times at the end too. You did actually a 102 flat for your last lap.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was my
I
fastest.
wasn't pushing.
Lap 36.
Yeah.
I was trying to catch Margot at the end there. I started pushing pretty hard, but no good.
Yeah, I noticed that. We had sort of like a 3-second gap, and
Yeah.
then on the last lap I saw it dropped to 2.5, and I thought, oh man, you know, it's,
I didn't want to go that fast all night, but it was good fun.
Yeah, Michael, even your fastest lap wasn't too far off from fastest lap
yeah,
of the race too.
1.7 something, but
Yeah, 789.
flying.
yeah, it wasn't game to keep that
No.
up. I mean, you know, wasn't really feeling the pressure. Joking, I was feeling the pressure, but 1.7, the car felt like I was really driving on the edge, so I think I did the same as Sam and backed it off. I was happy with the podium, wasn't going to try and push it too hard, so thought while I'm safe, I'll just run those 1.9s, 2 seconds, I think, was probably what I was doing a fair bit.
Yeah, just keep that good, safe, consistent pace and bring it home. And it paid off.
Yeah, well,
Take P2.
a lot of weeks so far, I've ruined my race through silly mistakes of pushing too hard, so I've learnt my lesson to just safe and consistent.
Yeah, same. I thought you took the pressure off.
Sorry,
Fuel strategy.
say that again, Mick. Sound like you got
Yeah, I
half
think it
cut
cut
off.
out then.
When Michael lost it and I got past him, I thought I had second then, but no, he got me back.
Oh,
Yeah, caught up quick.
okay.
Yeah,
And
I was.
Someone else lost it. I thought that was you again the second time.
No, it was Russell, I think, lost it.
Yeah.
And I was behind him, so then he made way for me to chase you down, and oh man, I had to drive the wheels off the car to catch you. There was plenty of times where I'd get to like 1 second, and then I'd be driving so hard that I'd make a mistake and then go back to 1.5, and it was like a slinky until I finally got it together and had a couple of consistent laps.
Yeah, once you got close enough and you're in that slipstream, I
Yeah.
knew it was over. So I didn't fight you too hard.
No, well, we both ended up on the podium, so good
That's
result.
the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and finished where he's gridded as well, so well done. Nice
Yeah.
and consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks for the race, JT.
No
Congrats,
worries.
Sam, Michael.
Congrats on
Great
podium finish.
drive. Cheers.
And
Good race,
all
mate.
of luck
Cheers,
to
guys.
finish it up at Rudskogan next week.
Yeah.
I like that track.
It is a great track. It's going to be a good
Russell loves it too, he said.
one.
Good. On Twitch.
All right, see you guys.
Catch you guys.
See you, fellas.
Congrats.
Yeah. Have a good one.
There we have our podium finishes with Sam Catacasinos taking the win in round 7. Then P2 goes to Michael Stumbles and P3 Mick Clifton. And then we will be having our final round next week. And it is at Rudskogan Motor Centre. So it's going to be a great one. So plenty of corners, probably the most turns out of all the tracks out of the 8 rounds. So it's going to be one not to miss, especially with an arrive and win deal pretty much for Catacasinos. So you'll be able to check out the actual official point standings as we get the results out during the week. We do post that on our Facebook, so you can go to facebook.com/Apex Esports League, and you don't need to have a Facebook account to do that. You can just whack that in a browser and be able to see our results and standings. So once again, thanks for joining us tonight, and I hope to see you trackside next week.